Chapter 10. Continued after a conversation. What are you going to do with all that information about the new contacts? How do you keep them in view? How do you strengthen the relationship? If you use a good system, you will turn a first contact into a relationship much faster. You get to know the people better. And you will remember them much easier in the future. What you are going to do after the network meeting must be organized in advance. It's actually quite simple, but you have to do it right away. That is why you should immediately schedule time for it at the same time as putting the network meeting on the agenda. Why schedule time in advance to process all information in your system? This concerns the organization and administration of the cards and data of the contacts made. If you wait with it, you will experience it as ballast and valuable contacts will be lost. But if you do it right away, you make it very easy for yourself and it directly contributes to optimal, easier networking. You come back from the network meeting still full of energy and enthusiasm. You have received all kinds of information, made agreements and made promises. The way you feel now, it seems that you will never forget that. However, the practice is different. As soon as you return to your daily work, all of this disappears into the background. What was just the most important of all, can disappear completely from your system after one distracting phone call. I deliberately use the word system here. Why? Because therein lies the solution to this problem. Transfer all the information you have gained in those few intensive hours of networking as quickly as possible to a system that retains that information permanently. Unfortunately, human memory is not the right place for that. In this case, it's better to rely on a simple card tray, notebook, computer, internet. It doesn't matter what you use as long as it's outside of your person. Make sure you have a system in which you can physically store tickets, contact details, and additional information. You put cards per meeting or alphabetically or whatever you like in a card box. You write down other information somewhere where you can easily find it and you immediately put all the agreements you have made on the agenda. Make sure you do that consistently. Make it a habit and you will benefit a lot and even enjoy it. Today we have it very easy to keep up with contacts. With the full adoption of social media, keeping up with contacts is easier than ever. Take LinkedIn for example, it gives you a great system to process all your contacts and in fact, you can immediately use it to communicate with those contacts. Another added advantage is that almost everyone has a profile picture in LinkedIn. This makes it much easier to recall the memory of the person and the conversation in your mind. Even months later. How do you start maintaining contact? Make contact with the people you met the same day. Send an email, text message or a message via social media. Make your message to them personal so that the person can immediately recall you. At LinkedIn in particular, people sometimes want to send a standard, English language invitation. That doesn't make a good impression. You even break down the carefully constructed impression you have left behind. Make the message personal and extend the pleasant contact you had during the network meeting. While you're busy organizing the new contacts, regularly consider what you can do for them. If you consciously think about this, people and ideas often come up that can help the other person. Does that happen? Then you immediately have a chance to deepen the relationship with your new network contact. Pass on such a contact or idea immediately. Or schedule it directly on the date when you are going to pass it on. Sometimes speed makes more of an impression or something immediately comes into play that will benefit your new network contact. Then pass it on immediately. If it's less urgent, don't hesitate to wait a day or 3. Your new contact will be pleasantly surprised that you are already thinking about him. Because you are so consciously occupied with what you can do for that other person, you will also remember him much more easily. By immersing yourself in his person and activities, you keep the person in your memory for much longer. The next time you meet or recall that person, you will find that you have remembered a lot more. And that also contributes directly to optimal, easier networking. Summary. You now know that you also have to plan processing time immediately when you put the network meeting on the agenda. Start maintaining contact the same day. Organize the received tickets. Schedule the meeting, make agreements, and keep them. Learn about the activities of the new network contact. Think about what you can do for him. You will then more easily remember more about the person. What comes next? Chapter 11. Networking is networking.